As you know, this week Congress took up the Iranian cause, the House passing a resolution on Friday expressing support for Iranian anti-government protesters. All of the people that you've seen out on the streets, they did that and passed it 405 votes to 1. The measure did get input and support from Democrats and Republicans in the House, and the White House even weighed in on the final language, toning it down, in fact, a bit, we've heard. Joining me now is Tennessee Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn. She serves on the House Energy and Commerce Committee. Congresswoman, it's great to see you. Thank you for being with us this morning.
Good to see you, Jamie. Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about this. Take me inside. What was the goal, and what did Congress hope to accomplish with this resolution? It's very clear in stating it supports the people. Does it go further than that?
You know, Jamie, I think that one of the things that is very important for us, the People's House, as the people's representatives to do, is to express what we are hearing from our constituents, to represent their views. And certainly the resolution that was brought forward last week was the right thing to do, because all across this country we are hearing from our representatives that they support what they see happening in Iran. And in my district in particular, where you have a military base and people have spent time in Afghanistan and in Iran and have watched what took place with Syria being moved out of Lebanon, and watching some of the bubbling up of democracy that certainly took place in 04 and 05, and then watching Iran come back in and try to squelch that, and being not only a supporter of terrorism but basically a financier of terrorism in that region. I think that we are, all of us, many of us, are hearing from our constituents that they wanted to see an expression from the House that would support this fight for liberty.
It is interesting to hear that ordinary citizens here are so supportive of citizens there, and the goal for us in Iraq and otherwise has been free and fair elections, which there are questions on whether or not this one was. I'm wondering about the White House participation, though, in your measure. The president not really speaking out until after you passed your resolution. Do you think this resolution pushed him to take a slightly harsher tone, and what do you think the White House should do next?
You know, I think that it is understandable that the White House has been more measured. I really do think that it is understandable when we are hearing on the tweets and the Facebook reports that the protesters do not want the administration too close to them in this effort, because they do not want that to be used as a tool to take harsher measures against them. Going forward with the White House and the administration, I think as a matter of policy, it is going to be very difficult for them to try to pursue diplomatic options with Iran, having talks, working with them when they are pushing for nuclear armament and when they are treating their people in the way it appears that they are moving to treat them during this protest. What we would like to see is the free and fair elections, the openness that you have seen in Iraq, and the loss of Hezbollah in Lebanon, that those type movements would become more the rule of what is happening in the Middle East, and like to see this push toward democracy continue. And of course, a destabilized Iran would be, and a change of regime in Iran would be very important to that. And Jamie, the other thing I think that is important too is this points out that there is a real crack in the foundation of this clerical Islamist religion rule that is there. The young people that are there are not going to stand for this.
And they're trying to change history,
some of the video,
obviously.
That's exactly right.
Risk. Before I let you go,
yes,
and I'm told that I'm running out of time, Congresswoman, I want to just ask you what the next step could possibly be. There have been some calls that President Obama or Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, who we know is recovering from elbow surgery, but that they should go. Is that our responsibility? Would you like to see somebody go and sit down and speak with the Ayatollah or with Ahmadinejad?
I'm not sure that that would be the right step, but I don't know what intel they are hearing. My concern would be, as with many revolutions, and we have seen this in time, they have to come from the ground up. They bubble up, and the people take control. And certainly, you know, we may not see an end to this week, this month, this year, but within the next couple of years, I think we may see the people tend to this themselves. I know that we're all going to be watching and monitoring it very closely to see what does transpire and where they need our help.
Sure.
And certainly what the next best step should be.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you, Jamie.
We have to go. We're out of time. Thank you very much for being with us. We are concerned if we see this violence escalate, and we will be in touch with you to see what Congress has in store. Thank you so much.
Thank you.